Welcome back to Sonic Satellite. We're in Oil Ocean Zone because capitalism rules the world.
We do
Anyway.
still be on that West Island.
We are on West Island, and Dr. Eggman has built an oil rig. Wow.
Or took it over, one of those.
Oh, I don't think the animals built an oil rig.
I don't know, you never know, man.
I think Dr. Eggman did this. It's just like some flickies in business suits.
They have their hard hats on and everything, man.
Oh goodness. But yeah, here we are in Oil Ocean, and I'm immediately transforming into soup.
Oil Ocean really don't want you to go fast.
Yeah.
I like how Tails was just flying there like, Sonic, you okay?
So, I left that in because I actually never mentioned this before, but if you get crushed while you're supersonic, you'll die. You are not invincible. You are not immune to getting crushed as supersonic. You can still get crushed, and crushing will still kill you. And also, since I never really fall down here again, this is what the oil does. It's really weird and like thick, like kind of substance-y oil. It's just, you sink in it like quicksand, but you can jump out of it because physics don't matter. If a real life person or hedgehog jumped in some oil, they would just sink because it's like a liquid. So yeah.
Yeah, I've never been too fond of this stage a whole lot. I'm surprised they brought it back from Mania.
You know, there are stages in Mania that I'm surprised returned. But we'll talk about that more when we get to Mania. Mainly because I don't remember what stages are in Mania.
Alright.
So, let's try Supersonic again. And yeah, I don't like this stage, so I like to, whenever I can, transform into Supersonic and just hop, skip, and jump my way over everything because it's a pain. It's a pain in the neck, this stage is, I'm not gonna lie.
I like how Sonic's sprite, when you're in Super, when you're sliding down, like his quills just go back to normal Sonic. Basically.
Yeah. I guess they figure what's the point of making like a Supersonic, and he also he looks so determined as Supersonic, but he looks scared when he's sliding. He's like, I'm invincible and all powerful. Whee!
Oh God, oil!
Oh no, gravity!
Yeah. Sonic, you can fly though.
So can you, Tails.
That doesn't mean I can't be afraid of it.
Oh boy. Yeah, and Oil Ocean. Oil Ocean's backgrounds remind me a lot of Scrap Brain Zone's backgrounds from Sonic the Hedgehog 1. So
it does. I never noticed that.
You know, maybe these zones are related. Maybe in my own headcanon, they're related, you know?
Tails.
Yeah. Oh, geez. Tails just ran into a wall.
He's ready, man.
So, in the original release of this game, actually, there was a glitch in Sonic 2, and I believe Sonic 3 and Knuckles, where Tails would get, stuck, behind walls and stuff, and he wouldn't be able to, get out. He would just be stuck, in the floor or something, and there'd be no way for you to recover him, which really didn't matter because Tails is kind of just mostly there for show. He doesn't really do anything, except for in the anniversary mode where you can actually fly around with him. And also, it's pretty much common knowledge by today's accounts, but if you plug in a second controller, another player can control Tails, which is quite nice.
Good luck trying to have two people play the game, though.
Kids like it. Kids like it, okay? It's nice if you got, a younger sibling. Everybody had that younger sibling, you know. Our older guys out there know what I'm talking about. Back in the 90s. Here, you could be Tails. I don't want to be Tails. Well, you don't have to be Tails. Mom said it's my turn to be Sonic. You know. Remember those times?
No, not personally, no.
Yeah, me neither. But
alright.
I'm sure someone does. I'm sure that someone does. But yeah, I mean, controlling Tails isn't really great. And in this game, still, there's not really like a 2-player split screen option for the multiplayer. So it is just still a single screen for the multiplayer, which is kind of disappointing. But I imagine they'd have to rework a lot in order to introduce some sort of a split screen or online multiplayer function. And they'd probably have to rework the stage designs a lot in order to make it so that Tails was playable, I guess.
Yeah.
Or make it so that 2 people could be on the screen at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I guess is what I mean.
Yeah, no,
Because, you know, like, I don't really know how this game loads details, because a lot of games, they'll load and unload stuff depending on your character's proximity to those elements, but we won't get into that technical mumbo-jumbo here.
The thing is, you can actually get crushed by that. By Eggman's mechanism. Yeah, I've been crushed by it before. If you're hitting him and he gets stuck under his wing, you can get crushed by it when when Eggman's going back down into the oil. It's happened to me.
Well, you heard it
times.
here first, folks. You heard it here first. Oh, I didn't get hit right there. That's weird. Oh no! I only have 1 shot to do this. I just can't get shot, and then I win.
Get shot.
You'd like that, wouldn't you?
It'd be funny, yes. Very haha funny moment, yes.
Very haha tee ha ha ha. Yeah, we win.
Yeah, like those wings right there, you get clipped under there, yeah, you die. You die very fast.
Look at that oil just jostling. Bro, if there was this much oil somewhere, like if Eggman had control over this much oil, you know, this is probably how he gets actually all of his money. He's probably like filthy rich from oil.
Oh,
because
I'm sure.
he controls an ocean of oil. Like, forget world domination. If you control an ocean's worth of oil, you do control the world.
Yeah.
And this is Metropolis Zone. And it's beautiful. I love the 3D effects, the pseudo 3D effects. Like, that pipe we just went through, and then in the background you can see that thing spinning, and it just looks 3D, and it's so cool. It's just so cool. This level, though, is hard. If it's your first time through, you are going to have problems in Oil Ocean. It is not for the faint of heart. It is not easy. You get these crabs. You get those slicers. It is just not a good time if it's your first time through. I recall playing this game and trying to get all the Chaos Emeralds, and I still didn't have them all by the time I got to this stage, and forget about it. You can just forget about it. It's, unless you can, I mean, if you can hold on to your rings, but it's hard to, because those crabs, the hitboxes on them are really, really hard to hit. I believe they improved the hitboxes in this version, but trust me, in the 16-bit version of this game, it's almost impossible to hit those crabs without taking damage. The slicers are an absolute pain in the neck. You have these starfish enemies that will shoot these things at you. And oh, look at him right there. He's scheming. But yeah, you have these starfish enemies that will fire out these spikes. It's hard to
Here I come. I'm gonna catch ya.
I'd be really scared actually if I saw one of those. First I'd be like, oh, that thing's kind of adorable. Then he whispers that he's gonna cut me. I'd be really afraid at that point.
It's like a giant praying manta. How would you not be scared?
Because it's an egg robot, you know? Like it's a little egg. It's a little badnik. They're adorable.
Some of them are.
Yeah. I like the praying mantises and the little motobugs, you know?
Yeah, literally every enemy in this stage is just annoying. I think the one I have the most trouble with is always the starfish, because they're always moving around, especially when you're on those freaking corkscrews trying to move up and down.
Yes. When you're on those
worst.
When you're on the nuts and bolts that you've seen where we have to run and like go up and down on them, those starfish guys can really, really ruin your day. It's a real challenge to take those guys on. This stage is hard. It's not easy. Like, you know, but
I think it's either this act. It's either this act or Act 3, where you have to go up like 2 or 3 of those corkscrews, or nuts and bolts, whatever you want to call them, and there are starfish everywhere on the left and right. And if you get hit and fall back down, you have to go off screen, those things to just reset it. And
yeah, so in the beginning there, right? If you notice, like right when the stage started, I got hit by that crab. Because the hitbox is so precise, they want you to jump over him, but there's such a small gap to jump over him, so you're bound to take a hit there, and that's what I mean. Like some areas of this, you're just bound to take a hit. You're gonna come across areas where there's just a slicer, and he's gonna throw his blades at you, and you can't see him fast enough to react, so you're just gonna get hit. And actually, that starfish helped me get up to the platform right there.
But yeah, those specific crab meat, like there's some that are in some real tight corridors. And it feels like it's impossible to jump over the freaking arm to hit them. But it's like you have to kind of use invincibility frames to just hit some of them sometimes.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that by this stage of the game, I don't know about everyone else, but for me, when I'm going through like a Sonic game, I get fatigued by the end of, that right there, starfish and a crab. But,
and then another one.
Just punch. Punch. And right here I got stuck and I lost a life, or I would lose a life, but punch. The same one. You'd think I would learn, but I didn't.
Punch to the punching.
Punch the sequel. I would say that this, and look at that slicer right there. Oh man.
Yeah, the blades that they throw, they can go through the stage and still come and hit you. Like what the heck?
You kind of want to. Look at this jerk. But you kind of want to try and like, if you can, you kind of want to try and time it, because they're like Smooth just said, their blades will home in on you. So if you can time it and just wait till they throw, and then after they throw, jump over and hit them, then you'll be all set and good to go there. But I don't think this stage is impossible. I don't think this stage is really super unfair either. It's just, I'd just say it's tricky. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely not the hardest like stage in Sonic history or anything. Like, it's definitely possible to beat it. It just takes time to learn. Okay, that was some bullcrap. It just takes some time to learn everything about this stage. But like, so you take your time. You'll be.
I just want to say, after the slicers throw their blades, they just kind of lose their purpose in life, and they just like stand there staring. They just kind of stand there staring blankly into the void, and it's honestly kind of hilarious and sad at the same time, because they're just like...
Boss, I cut him. What now? What? You just stand there. Oh, okay.
You fulfilled your duties.
Oh, okay.
They're just like, what is my life? I live to slice, but with no slices, I cannot slice.
But freaking you start the stage right there with a slicer. Like, what the heck?
Hey man, slicers gotta slice. You know what I'm saying?
True. They do be slicing.
They gotta slice. You know what I'm saying? Slicers gotta
slice. And
look at this. Ooh.
This one, that I have gotten hit by that crab meat so many times.
It is designed to ruin your. Okay. It is designed to ruin your. Do we have to talk about that now?
What the heck? Alright, anyway.
Yeah, like I said, there are bugs. That was a bug for sure, where I got stuck in the ceiling for a second, and then I got crushed anyway, which... It's harmless, because I was gonna die anyway. I would have gotten crushed, you know? So I would have died regardless. But, it's just kind of quirky. Got stuck in the ceiling. It's no biggie. Like I said, the glitches that I've personally come across playing the Xbox version of this game, aren't really anything to write home about. It's just, odd quirks here and there. It's nothing too crazy. The craziest thing that happened to me was in Sonic CD when I got stuck in that wall. That was the the game said nope. But that was the craziest thing that happened to me right there. And yeah, I'm just gonna go super, because I saw that line of starfish and I was like, yeah, not today.
Tails, where are you going?
So, cool thing is that when you drop dash, when you're super, the screen will shake a little bit, and it's really, really neat. Once again, the drop dash is not in the original Sonic. Look at him. There's no slices.
He's just sitting there. Father, what do I do?
He's waiting for the sweet embrace of death.
All he hears as he's standing there is just the freaking the music of Supersonic.
Yeah. Just hears it.
It just gets closer.
He just hears it getting closer. That's pretty funny.
Oh yeah, I think it's this one. Either this one or the next one with like the.
Well, this is a difficult one because look at how long this is, right? And if you get hit, you fall all the way back down, and you have to off-screen the corkscrew to make it respawn. And look at the slicer!
The slicer!
Look at him!
You always get hit by that slicer.
If I wasn't super, I would have died there. Also, yeah, I do that sometimes. I always forget that this is like that you have to stop here. I think they put this there on purpose that you don't cheese this fight with Supersonic, but this fight's actually pretty easy to take on without Supersonic, so it's kind of good that I lost it so I could sort of show you the tricky trick to beating this guy pretty easily.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, this dude, he's pretty easy. I mean, for the boss Metropolis Zone, he's really, really easy. So you kind of want to time it. You can get hit. You just pick up your ring again. It's no biggie. But these things will kind of like go in the sort of weird order. I like to try and like just wait until they're sort of facing. Wait until there's an opening in the front. So when they're kind of in like a forward slash, or would that be a backslash position? I don't know, but you got to time it right. Wait for an opening. It's really not hard to hit them. As you can see, we got the last couple hits without taking any damage.
It's like you take away all his egg bombs. Like, okay, you know what? Screw this Hedgehog.
Yeah, he's like, I have a gun. Like, you know what? I'll just shoot him.
I'll just shoot him now. Wow, Tails was not impressed by that zone.
Tails is yawning. Tails is yawning. And yeah, here we are in Sky Chase, which I always like to think of Sky Chase as a moment's reprieve from the madness that was Metropolis Zone.
Yeah, it's a pretty simple stage.
The music is relaxing. You got turtles riding on turtles. It's just a nice.
Yeah, it's relaxing. You got turtles on turtles. Wait, what?
I mean, hey man, if I saw a little turtle riding a big turtle, I think that was probably one of the greatest things I'd ever seen in my life, you know? Tempted to Google that now. See a picture of a real small turtle riding on the back of a big turtle. Just getting a little free ride there.
Yeah, man, not really much with this stage. I mean, it's kind of, it's an auto scroller, so you just gotta wait, go through, kill enemies, don't die.
Tails looks so concentrated when he's in this plane, like he's taking his driver's license exam or something. He's like, okay, make sure to signal. I have to stop at all of the stop signs.
What is that to my left?
That was an illegal left, by the way. References. References. Hey, the Sonic movie was great time.
Yeah, no.
Look at this fire. Look at the detail. It just blinks.
I always wonder why Sonic didn't just jump onto it right then and there.
I don't know. Maybe it was further away in 3D space than we could see in 2D space.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's like.
I mean, I'd say so.
Not much to talk about with like this stage. I mean, it's auto scroller, go through to the end. I mean, just avoid the attacks.
Yeah, it is a very relaxing. Even the background is just clouds. It's clouds, but there it's over. Clouds, 2 minutes 9 seconds. You can't do it any faster or any slower.
And now,
unless you die,
Tails dies.
So you have to make sure to jump right there, or else you will die along with Tails.
Yes.
You have to make sure to jump. And this is Winged Fortress, which is a one-off zone. And this just leads into the final boss fight. So this is And I like this, though. I like that there's kind of a climax here. And actually, right there, that's a little bit of a tricky skip that you can do. You're not technically supposed to go there, but it is a little skip you can do. So I'm transforming into Supersonic here because Supersonic makes the boss fight to this zone a heck of a lot easier.
Yeah.
Without Supersonic, the boss fight to the zone is actually quite challenging. And you'll see why in just a second as soon as we zip through this. But, yeah, I like that there's a bit more of a climax to this game. You know, like there's a build up to the end. You go through Metropolis Zone and that's like a long gauntlet, but then after that you got to fly through the sky in a sky chase, then you have to go through the Winged Fortress, then after Winged Fortress you have to go through and fight the boss. So yeah, right here the boss is literally just this. It's a little like thing in the ceiling that you have to hit, but in order to hit it you have to like stand on these floating platforms that have spikes on the bottom and also avoid this laser. So it's just really, really tricky to try and like shuffle your way around all of these if you're not Supersonic. But thankfully, we are Supersonic. So, yeah.
Now I'm the captain.
Right in here.
I never knew there was an item box there.
Yes, there is a 1-up right there. So if you're struggling in this game on the 16-bit version or in the original mode, there is a super secret 1-up right there. In that little boxy box.
Somehow Tails had enough time in between that build a rocket onto the plane.
Tails is the greatest ever. So, you know, he caught this rocket. It was a falling rocket and he caught it and put it onto the plane in midair.
Also, can we just appreciate how freaking strong this Hedgehog is?
I think that it's safe to say Sonic has some semblance of super strength, you know?
Yeah. I mean, he can literally just punch robots and they just get destroyed. So,
I mean, like, he's a strong hedgehog. I mean, look at him. He got the muscles. So here we have Death Egg Zone, and Death Egg Zone is pretty cool. Right here we have Silver Sonic.
Yeah, it's Silver Sonic.
Silver Sonic. I always get him and Mecha Sonic confused. This is Silver Sonic, which is Dr. Eggman's. You know, it's actually an interesting thing to talk about. It's been debated among fans for years as to whether or not Silver Sonic is a prototype of Metal Sonic or what. Because since canonically Sonic CD takes place before this game, you would think, why did Eggman downgrade to Silver Sonic instead of making another Metal Sonic? So my theory has always been, you know, well, maybe Silver Sonic was a prototype, and since Sonic beat Metal Sonic, he was just like, all right, you're up, you know?
Yeah.
And this is the classic Death Egg Robo. Probably the most iconic classic Sonic boss in the entire series. You constantly see toys of Death Egg Robo. Jakks Pacific has a really great toy of here. So how do you beat him? Well, you don't jump into his back, that's for sure.
Good showing.
So, right here, I actually want to show off a bit of a quicker way to kill Silver Sonic. So you can jump and you can hit him a maximum of 3 times. I think you can even squeeze in 4 if you get the timing just right. But you can really just like bounce off his face several times. See right there, I hit him 3 times, hit him 3 times the other time, and then right here, boom, 2 more hits and he is done.
And the thing is, you kind of have to hit him at an angle, because if you hit him right on the top, you will get hit by his razor.
Yes.
His razor blades in the back.
It is quite
his
awkward.
Razor quills, and I have gotten hit with that hitbox multiple times.
So for me, I think it's more worth it to risk it for the biscuit, or you can just memorize his pattern, because he does have a set pattern. Every time he'll do the exact same move. So if you memorize his pattern and just go for 1 hit each time, you can kill him that way. Me, I like to try and get the multiple hits because his early patterns are so easy to predict, and I always forget what the pattern is. I always have to be reminded. And if you're playing this in original mode, you're going to lose those lives and you're going to die to Silver Sonic. I've gotten game overs to Silver Sonic several times. Death Egg Robot is pretty easy. As you can see, all you really have to do is just wait until he jumps. He's going to target. I like to jump up and down because when he's about to land, the target will stop following you. So that's why I like to jump up and down here so I can see when the target stops moving. And there it stopped moving, so he'll jump, land, and then he'll dip forward, and you want to jump and hit him right in his chest. You don't want to hit him in the back because you'll hit the jet turbines, as you saw. And then you just run to the other side of the room because he's going to shoot his little arms at you. And It's a tried and true method. It's slow. There's probably quicker ways to do it, but this is the way that I know works. So this is how I do it. This is the safe way.
You definitely gotta jump higher than you think, because if you jump where those arms are, it will hit you and you will die.
Yes, the little tiny little spikes from his fingers will hit you. So you have to make sure you get a good amount of height. So I just like to be careful, and generally you don't have to jump when he shoots his arms at you. They don't go that far, but I just do it to be on the safe side because
oh yeah, I do too.
Better safe than salty.
Yeah, but with the Silver Sonic, like I know there's some people who will just stand next to him and just spin dash next to him to get all his hits in as well. But I'd rather jump because I don't want to try and learn the maneuver of where to stand exactly and then the spin dash, because I tried doing that before. I've done it once and then I kept getting hit and dying the other time. So just jumping is a lot easier for me.
Yeah, this method always works for me. Although for some reason I always forget it. I remember last year we were doing a Sonic marathon and I completely forgot how to beat this boss fight. And I think I game overed before I remembered. I was like, how do I do this again? I completely forgot how to do it.
I know one thing with Death Egg is that you get no rings. So if you die here at the Death Egg robot, you have to battle Silver Sonic again.
Yes,
this entire thing.
Correct. You have to battle Silver Sonic all over again. Go through this entire stage. Oh, not the entire stage, but you have to go through that fight all over again, and you have to go through and get all your hits in with the Death Egg robot all over again.
Isn't it like 12 hits with this one?
I have no idea. It always takes a while. And again, like I said, there's probably faster ways, but this is not a speed run. I'm a veteran Sonic player, but I'm not a speed runner. So
we are veteran casuals.
Yeah, we are veteran casuals. Yes, I do it the way that I know works.
Yep. And it still gets the job done.
It gets the job done.
There it is.
Speaking of which, there it is right there. And, yeah, I always love the scene of Sonic running through the Death Egg robot.
It's definitely an iconic moment.
And there's your little square, your little Game Gear screen.
The little square, yeah.
I have no idea why they did this little square. I was thinking, I always thought it was because of, like, sprite limitations or, like, pixel limitations on the screen, but these designs aren't that, like, intricate, you know?
Yeah.
Or maybe these are scans of hand drawings that they put into the game. They digitized. That's possible.
Maybe.
And maybe that's why they're such small squares. Or maybe it was a stylistic choice. But here you go with Super Sonic. And basically a little story there is that Tails is waiting on the ground to see if Sonic's going to come back. And then he flies his plane to catch up to him in midair.
Yeah, if you don't have Super Sonic at the ending, Sonic's just falling, but he gets caught by Tails with the plane.
Yes, and it's a victory not only for Sonic and Tails, but a victory for America. Look at them Eagles.
Look for America.
A victory for America.
I always love this little screen.
Tails looks so excited.
He's so happy.
Wow, I did it! And there goes Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Easily, without a doubt, just a complete and total classic Sonic game. I mean, if you haven't played Sonic the Hedgehog 2, it's so good. This game, I think, it holds up by today's standards tremendously well. It's absolutely beautiful. And it's just it's a great game. There's nothing really else I can say. You saw for yourself. It's a really great game. Play it for yourself if you haven't already. Smooth. Any final thoughts on Sonic 2?
Not much. I mean, it's definitely a game I love going back to play here and there, and even if it has its ups and downs with some specific zones and enemies and all that, I still always have a very fun time playing this game.
Real quick, yes, that is Mark Cerny of PlayStation. He worked on this game. I'm not sure what other Sonic stuff he worked on, but yeah, Mark Cerny. You'll know him nowadays in the PlayStation 5 era as the system architect for PlayStation. That man is absolutely brilliant. I loved watching his breakdown of the PS5 hardware. It's very fascinating. But that man he's an absolute legend, and he's been in the industry for a long time. So fun fact there. Shoutouts to Mark Cerny. Sorry, Smooth. Continue.
Man, I was basically done. I mean, I guess I always love going back to this game. Always love playing it. I never really have a bad time playing any of the classic games. Like, I know what I'm getting myself into whenever I go back to them. But I mean, that's about it.
I think that the classic games are just so well balanced. You know, like that's my biggest compliment. My greatest compliment to the classic games is that they're just such, at least for me, they're such well balanced games. They just the flow of the levels and the flow of everything and how they work and how the difficulty ramps up and everything. It just feels like it's such a balanced experience, and I'm really excited to get to Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles. That's going to be a really, really great game because personally, I think that's the best of the bunch. You'll get people who say that Sonic 2 is, people who say that Sonic CD is, and while Sonic CD is still my favorite, I think that Sonic 3 and Knuckles is the overall best cream of the crop for the 16-bit era. And yes, the Death Egg has crashed, and who's that lurking in them bushes? We'll find out in the next game. But hey, that's all for us here at Sonic Satellite. We'll catch you in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Until then.